Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope this video find everyone doing well and in good spirits. Guys, we are having a beautiful morning here in the south this morning. The sun is out. I went outside. Tuck was doing something out there to putting up a little fence for me in the garden. I walked out there and oh, the birds are singing and it just felt so good outside. It haven't got hot yet. So, okay guys, and I hope y'all having some nice weather in your area, wherever you guys live. Let me tell you guys what I will be sharing with you this morning. I am so excited to do this. It's a special, very special subscriber request. And let me tell you what I'm doing, and then I'll tell you who the little subscriber is. I will be doing some country fried steak. And guys, I'm going to be using some regular cube steak. And I think it's about 4 pieces there. And I really won't know how thick it is until I get it out. And let me say this little quick thing to you guys. You know, that people have a thing I had seen and heard, and I had several questions asked to me since I've been doing YouTube. Asked me, Miss May, do you wash your meats and stuff, like my steaks, my poultries, and all that kind of stuff? And which I had heard people say that you don't wash it because of cross-contamination in the kitchen. But guys, y'all got to realize, I was born in the 50s, raised from the 60s on up when I learned to cook. And ain't no way on God's green earth you was not gonna rinse and wash your meat. And if anybody got sick off or whatever, didn't nobody know. And especially, now I can see people getting by with that, because I do, like when I do ground meat and like this ground this in cube steak, because it's so easy to tear up. I'm not going to wash that unless I feel like I just want to run some water on it, then take it, pat it dry, whatever. That's when I would trust, you know, what I had said to you guys years ago. When we put it in that there hot grease, God going to take care of any bacteria or germs on it. It's going to kill it if you cook your food properly. That's another thing. We always made sure that our meats and stuff was done, and vegetables was cooked properly like it's supposed to be done. Wasn't no over cooking or nothing like that. But I would be taking this out the pack, and then I would just be season the meat up. And let me tell you what I'm gonna use. When I cook my country steak, I do it very simple. You know, I'm not the one that gonna be, that, you know, I don't use a lot of seasoning, simply because I think you can very much so overpower your food and just take away from the natural flavors in your meats or vegetables and stuff like that. You want it well seasoned, and making sure you using a season that is compatible to what you cooking. But just don't overdo it with so many different seasoning, guys. You'll find out the stuff tastes so much better. But that is the old country southern way. Just, you know, like most of it was salt and pepper. I've heard a lot of YouTube cookers, you know, really put down not talking about the flavor with your seasoning, don't they, and not realize that most of your flavor is gonna come from your meats and whatever else you cooking. You just only enhancing. You only enhancing so the flavor can be, you know, it'll be better, but you're not taking overpowdered and putting too many different seasoning in there, because you would be surprised how much with some of these different seasoned mix and stuff like that, how that there certain flavors and stuff in there come up and just kind of throw your food out. And then there's another thing, guys. I want to tell you about this meat, and I'm doing that simply because this special subscriber request is from my granddaughter. It is from my youngest granddaughter. I only has two. And we call her, she's getting older now, we probably stop calling her that. We call her Kessabug. Kessabug, that's my Kessabug, that's my Kessabug. And she has so much confidence in her nana cooking. Always have. When she was a little girl, I say maybe about 3 or 4 or something like that. Maybe a little older than that, I don't know. But my daughter-in-law told me, she said, my daughter-in-law called me Nana also. She said, Kelsey is your biggest fan. Say she be, she was talking. She said, my Nana can cook it. My Nana can cook it. She said she don't believe it's nothing that Kelsey think that her Nana can cook. And I feel so good about that, because when they was coming down to spend time with us, I enjoyed the time we spent together. Once they got used to their nana, that nana would just love them to death, but they was going to have to mind nana. Nana rules was a little different from mom and daddy rules. So down here, Nana is the grown up, and I know, because children nowadays, they are exposed to a lot of different things at a lot younger age than what we was when we grew up. Well, like I say, most of the stuff they have now was not even invented, nor was it even thought about when we was coming along. And so that make them think that they are knowledgeable about a lot of things. But they're not, guys. They're still children. They need our guidance. And we got to act like an adult and know that that is a child. They don't have any experience. So we got to direct them. And as they get older and stuff like that, they will remember that. What you done told them when they see. As long as you directing them in the right way. Now, some people may not know how to direct nowadays. Now, we're not going to get into that. So, let me get on back to the meat. What I was going to tell you guys, if you can't find some cube steak, all cube steak is normally just a round cut of steak. Because, round steak is kind of tough. I used to work, back in the 70s, I used to work in a grocery store. And the meat guy told me that. He said, all you got to do, and my mama always had one of these, is a mallet. And if you find some round, which I do when I'm fixing this a lot of time, if you find that round on special, you get that round and you use this here prickly side of your mallet. And you just, tenderize it on both sides. You ain't got to beat it to death and tear it up. And then you got some cube steaks, okay? Because I do pork chops like that. I probably should do a video one day showing you guys how I do my pork chops. I had, with using this here prickly side of the mallet. We had I think Chuck had picked up some a few years ago in the store. And I told him it was some pork chops, but it was looking like cube steak. And I said all they did is just take the mallet and put to it, because at one point, a pork chop was being that center cut pork chop was being kind of tough, but I always used to take in the flat side of the mallet, this side, and I would just kind of flatten it like you're going to do a chicken breast, flatten it, pork chop out some, so that it would just kind of, break that meat up, that thickness in that meat up, so when you get to frying, it'll be easier to tenderize. So guys, let's go back to this. We're going to be doing the cube steak. And what I will be, the seasoning that I will be putting on it is some sea salt and a little of this here seasonal, which is 25% less sodium. And then this is my favorite seasoning. It's a perfect blend for me. It's the no salt seasoning. Most of the time I get it at Big Lots. I don't know who else done start carrying. Ooh, just about ain't got none. I think I got some more out there in the pantry. I try not to give out of it. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some more of that. And some black pepper. I'm going to be mixing a little of it up in a bowl. And then I'm going to be sprinkling. Just do both sides. And then, guys, I'm going to take the same seasoning, that this combination of stuff, and put it over in my flour. It's something I don't have out here, and that's the paprika. And I'll probably be putting just a little paprika in it. So guys, let me tell you what I'm going to do. And then I'm going over to the skillet, and I'll be frying this on like a medium-high heat. And I don't know how long it takes for that and all that stuff, Kelsey. But my granddaughter, she's very good at watching and observing, and she will see what I'm doing, and if whoever's in the kitchen helping her, she's going to tell them, Nana did this, Nana did that. Now she's going to do that. So that's the reason when I come back, I'm going to have this meat ready, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to put my seasoning on it. And then I have my seasoning over in my my flour, and then we going over to the stove, and then I will be frying it. I got too much grease in that fry, guys, and I had it on low while I was getting prepping everything else. So I said, I'm not gonna pour it out. I'll just go ahead on and do it. But you don't have to fry your country steak in a lot of oil. And she wanted some brown gravy with it, but I'm not gonna put it in the gravy, but I'm just gonna make some gravy. I already done cooked my rice. I'm gonna make some gravy and just cook it up for her. And Tipper me, he said, he was saying, Kelsey probably gonna want to be coming down here. I was saying, for what? And tell him what you said, Tuck.
Kelsey's gonna wanna eat some of this. Some of this food. She's gonna want some of that food for herself.
I know, but I'm gonna tell her mom and dad to make sure they make it let her get in the kitchen. Cause when she was down with me from a little girl on up, I always have her in the kitchen doing whatever little small thing that that she could assist me with. I would just let her do it, and she's really good. I feel that she's gonna be a great cook one day. And she got like a photographic memory, because she can remember exactly what I'm doing. And Nana, what are you cooking? And then she'll come out and, she'll get the stuff up and put it on the counter, because normally I always get my stuff up and put it on the counter. And and if she's something she's not sure about, if she go up there on that carousel, she said, Nana, is this the one you use on that? I said, yeah, that's right. Well, baby, that's it. So guys, let me go off and get my meat ready, and then come back and show you how I do the little seasoning of it, and put the little seasoning in the flour, and then we're gonna go back over to we'll go over to the stove, and let's get this here recipe popping.
Yeah, Kelsey Bug is Nana had a way to package that and send you a plate without it strewing all over the place and everything.
Oh.
I know there are companies that do that type of thing, but it would be good if we could send you guys a plate of that, and particularly you, since you was asking for it. It'd be nice, but we're not where we can do that right now, sweetheart. So
she sent me what was it, a text message or a message and stuff. She said that to me and told me could I do it, and she also let me know that she was subscribed to me. So I said, sure, sweetie. Absolutely, Nana, do it for me. And I said, especially with you being one of my subscribers, I said, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. So guys, let us pop off and we'll be right back. Okay, Kels, I have the salt, the black pepper, and the season all over here in this bowl. And I didn't sprinkle that in there simply because we couldn't find any more, and I just wanted to.
How much you put in there of each?
Well, I'm not sure. I never have nailed it, but I'm just going to. Oh, it's approximately a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper. You don't want to overdo it, and I just mix all that together. And like I told you, this season all. It's 25% less sodium, so you can put
be a little generous with it.
Not too much. Now still salty now, especially when you got this other salt. And like I told you, this salt, no salt stuff. I'm just turning it over, guys. It helps enhance without a whole lot of salt. I should have put that other one on there then, but I forgot.
And Kelsey, Papa T Baby will be your taste tester. I'll tell you how it all came out, sweetheart.
He done took over your job.
And you can believe what Papa T tell you.
You just done took over my baby job. She's now a taste tester.
Well, I just take it up while you're not down here. When you come here, that's your job. That is your job, Kelsey.
And rice is their favorite thing, guys. They love rice. They babysitter
She and
told
Kevin both love rice. Really.
You remember her babysitter was telling me, she was telling them how I fix my rice.
Yeah.
Guys, I forgot to I'm just going back over with the rest of the seasoning, so it won't go to waste. Just stick that over in the dishwater. Let's see. Okay, guys. Got seasoning everywhere. Told y'all that light blinds me. You see the reason you can't wash this here steak, it'll probably just go to nothing on you. So since I didn't have but just a small amount of this, I'm sprinkling this out of the this is probably as much as I probably would use anyway. Maybe not, but there wasn't much in here at all. So if I just get one side of it, that would be great. Remember, guys, this has no salt in it. Just a bunch of flavor. Wait a minute. Seems like I get every drop of it out. I think I already have. Now, guys, you remember I always told you, you season your food to your taste. I can just tell you what I'm using, but you can use any other kind of seasoned salt that you like, because I do. Sometimes I change it up. But I'm just going in, I'm not going to measure this with a few sprinkles. I keep my, you remember, guys, I told you I keep my paprika in the refrigerator, so, you know, to keep the color won't go bad on it. And I'm going to put a little salt over in here. Put it in my hand so I can show you guys about how much I put in there. How much you think that is, Tuck? About a
teaspoon.
A teaspoon?
Maybe.
I didn't mean to put a teaspoon because I use this is self-rising flour, guys, so you don't have to use as much salt. I would say that's probably about
half a teaspoon.
Then I'm gonna sprinkle. Ooh, that would have been the wrong end. That wouldn't been cute. Sprinkle a little of this seasoning salt over in there. I like this about as well as I like the lard. See, like that one to me is not. It don't have as much salt in it as lard. Let's sprinkle a few shakes of this black pepper. This black pepper, but it's gonna make it good, guys. But you can put garlic, salt, or whatever. And I got approximately, I would say about 1.5 cups of flour over here. And I'm going to use some of this flour to make my gravy, or either, if it's not right with this type of stuff, I'll just use some more flour because I don't need no more than probably about 1/4 of a cup, a little better. Just mix it all up. And I'm going to take a piece of that steak and put it over there and sprinkle that flour over in it and just kind of pat it up in there, guys. So your flour can get all up in there in them there little stuff. Lay it to the side. I always try not to put too much flour in because that would be a waste, you know, because you can't do anything else with this flour after you make your gravy, but discard it. Even though when we was See, I can remember in the kitchen, I mean in the country, listen to me, I'm in the kitchen. My mama used to save her flour. That's the reason it's kind of hard for us older people to get acquainted with some of these here new rules and stuff. Simply because we know better. And we know it's not the truth. But then we, you know, so many things unchanged. Because once again, like I said, if something was in that flour, but she always would try not to use too much. Have just enough. You guys, you know, like I told you guys earlier, we always used a brown paper bag when we
Well, maybe some things have changed for the better, but a lot of things have not changed for the better, have changed for the worse. So a lot of times it's best to remember how you used to do things, but also keep in mind the way the new stuff, and if the new stuff is better and give you better results, then go with it. But if it don't, then go back to what you know.
well, that's
Go
what I'm
back to
saying.
what you know.
But see, they done changed stuff, you know, the whole maker stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I would have to truly say, some of the stuff that they changed, it wasn't for the better.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I mean.
it was a lot simpler, but I reckon they were doing it so they can cover, do more things. I don't know why they changed some of the things. Don't make any sense. Now guys, let me get my hands washed off. And I told you guys, that was one thing I always used to hate. I didn't like dealing with flour. But when we was learning to fry chicken, we had paper bags and you know, it wasn't no plastic bags either. That's something I really don't remember too much of. Is like plastic bags. And they might have had it, maybe just my parents couldn't afford to get it, whatever the case may be. Plastic bags, aluminum foil. When I was working in the grocery store, we didn't have plastic bags, we just had paper bags. And I don't remember too much aluminum foil when we was in the country. It was mostly wax paper. Mostly wax paper.
Yeah, a lot of things like that have changed. I remember back in the day in grocery stores when the bag boys and people that work in grocery stores, they wore a shirt and tie.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that well, but now they don't, you know, and it don't necessarily mean it's any worse, and it better be just as a change of times in reference to it.
Oh yeah. Moving over to the stove, guys.
Okay.
Let me test my
Oh, I'm turning around over there.
Okay. I did put that paprika in there, right?
You did.
Like I was telling you guys, you don't need much grease as I got in here. Probably half this amount, but if the cube steak is thicker, it don't really not gonna make too much difference. But I had started to heat it up. I said, oh yeah, no biggie. Now I'm gonna turn my stove up a little. I just had it on low warming up. Let's test it with a little flour and let's see how. It's not quite ready yet, guys. So should I talk to them, Tuck, or try to wait on it? You know, every time I try to wait on something, it turns to a mess. Remember the time when we first I first started doing videos, and I was waiting for that water to boil for that.
Yeah.
That was.
Well, I can go ahead and tell you a couple things here. While Mamie's waiting on the grease to get to where she wanted that. On my garden chronicles, there's several of you have always asked about how our garden is doing and how my projects are coming. My garden is looking well. I'm going to do some video clippings or something and put in some of the videos Mamie doing. But like I told you earlier, I'll plant some butter beans, peas, I have tomato plants in buckets. I have jalapeno peppers in buckets, and they all are looking real well. My peas is going well. I told you I cleared off another spot and put other peas and butter beans there, and they're coming up. And so hopefully and preferably we have a good abundance of peas this time, and be able to, you know, we go to the market, the produce market every summer to get fresh peas and butter beans and stuff like that. And we'll probably still do that because I'm sure what I'm planting is not going to be enough to carry us through the winter and stuff like that. But it gives me a good, it's good to feel that you eating vegetables and stuff straight out of your garden that you're doing and stuff like that, as opposed to having to buy everything. And you know too, and it's good to know that you can do that, because if you get to the point where you can't buy it, a thing get to be too expensive, they're not available anymore, you can buy this. You can plant those yourself, because a lot of peas and butter beans and stuff like that, you can repeat doing those things. All you got to do is get some of those peas and butter beans there and let them dry out, and then you can turn right around and plant them back the next season. So that's how a lot of people did. The older people back in the days what did, they didn't necessarily buy seed and plants every season. A lot of times they turn around and save what they had, the peas and stuff that started to dry out and stuff. They'd take them, put them to the side, let them dry on out, take them, put them up in a bag or somewhere and keep them with the moisture away from it, and that's what they'll plant the next summer.
My dad put his in jars. Like
same thing with watermelon seeds. You'll get watermelon seeds and they come out, let them dry, stuff like that, and the next time you have that stuff to plant, the only thing you have to deal with would be possibly putting a little fertilizer behind it or something like that if you want to buy something like that. But a lot of times people made their own. They did their own compost piles and stuff like that, and stuff that they put into the soil to over the period of the winter, and some to have it ready for the spring. So it's a lot of ways you can get around doing things, and if you listen to what a lot of the people are saying, that the way things are going now and the prices of stuff and the availability mainly with all what's going on in these other countries and stuff, and that we're not able to get things over here that we use daily over here to be able to eat and stuff like that, we may end up reverting back to that. I pray and hope we don't get to that point. We certainly don't. We became I guess too adjusted to or too modernized to realize that, most of us, at least the younger generation. So it's just good to know this thing. And the thing is, the big thing for it to be carried on to generations and stuff. You know, you got our grandparents, great-grandparents, grandparents, parents. They'll pass on what they know to us, then it's on us.
And
it's up to us.
All that,
yes,
that's all we knew.
To pass it on down to the next generation. So at least even if you don't grow it, you know how to do it if you got in a spot where you have to.
Well, who dropped the ball? We did.
Well, our generation has dropped the ball a lot, because we got to be more comfortable with things being right at hand, and you're not having to necessarily go out there and plant everything. So most of us came up with in families and stuff that had large families.
What about this artificial air? How we almost died doing without it.
Air conditioning stuff like that. Back in the 60s, early 70s, we didn't know what an air conditioner was. We knew what it was, we just didn't have it. It was probably in the 70s or so before we ever got air conditioning.
I know we had left the country after my daddy died,
and my parents
moved back to Detroit. My granddaddy moved us back up in there, and then when we moved to the projects, that's where we had to move to, was the projects. We did not have air conditioning over there. It was a fan. Okay, I think it's about ready. So we didn't have air conditioning then. They have later put it in, but we didn't have no air conditioning. And really, truly, I can't never think too much about it.
Well, you don't miss stuff that you ain't never had before. So if you ain't never had it, then you don't know the difference.
But see, now our bodies have gotten adjusted to this here and conditioned to this here artificial air. It'll just about take us out. And them old people, they worked in the fields and everywhere else they worked, and they really have no air. Okay, I'm ready to start. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, guys. Kelsey, let me show you how now I'm gonna test this grease. I'm gonna put a little flour over in there, and can she see how it's frying? That's ready. You don't want to get it too hot, because the temperature is gonna drop down some. But I'm gonna go ahead on and put it in here, and then once the reason the temperature is gonna drop down is from the coolness of this meat Going back over it, frying. I probably should only try to fry 2 pieces at a time. And then I have it on a 7 right now, but I'm going to turn it down to probably about a 5. And if I have to guess or estimate, I would say it's going to probably fry at least I'd say about 4 or 5 minutes on each side, guys, but I don't know. Never timed it before, but it don't take, it don't take long. And then I'll turn it, and then I will do the same thing on the other side, and then I'm going to put it over here on my right and let it drain, and then I'm going to pour this grease off, and come back and make my gravy. Let me wash my hands. Let me step behind it. And let me knock that almost so you can see. If I hadn't thought about it, guys, I wouldn't have turned my timer on, because we're ready, working on my cookbook, slow process, slowly but surely. And then I could give like a estimated time on how long to fry it on each side, so that, any young
It's been
person,
going about a minute now, so.
a minute. I'll put it on 3 minutes to see. So I have to turn it beforehand. Because guys, we experienced cooks, and we take for granted that somebody that really don't know how to cook knows these things. It's common sense, but it's not. And I feel that if you can give them an estimated time, and really true, because I think any young person starting out cooking, now this is me saying this, and I taught my daughter when I was teaching her and my son, I had timers. We go by timers. Now that stuff don't get set in your head, and then you can just about, you be alternative enough to know what it looks like, and to tell when it's ready. Like you're gonna be done already tried it, and you cook it. Just say you cooked it that 4 minutes, and when you ate it, when you got ready to eat that meat, it was good and done and tender and all that. So you're gonna be saying in your head now, I'm gonna do that again. Oh, I thought I had cut the time on, but I did. So I don't know. I'll probably try that with the next
I tell you, timer's going on the camera here, so
So how long is it in there? About 2 minutes?
we about 2 minutes.
Did you see what I did at my time? Or did I get it out? My timer.
The what?
It was something that I use for time. I could never pronounce it right. That's when I wasn't saying it. You know me, I always try to avoid the word when I can't say it clearly and plainly.
You find it?
Yeah. Blend in with this cabinet. How many minutes is yours?
Probably about 2.5 minutes. So, man.
Can you see? The light brown is ready to turn.
It was brown.
Was it ready to turn?
Pick it up, let me see. Yeah, go ahead, turn.
Okay. Good enough. Yeah, you right. And you said it's about almost 3 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, almost 3 minutes on each side. I'm going to plate. Now, guys, we're going to step out for a minute, and I will finish frying up the meat. When I come back, the meat will be finished, and then I will do the gravy, because I don't want this here video to be 2 hours long. But I surely am enjoying talking with you guys, and surprised that Tuck came out and said what he said. And because guys, the way I work in the garden, I like to do it. You know, I told you I always start the second week in May. It's about to go out. Tuck told me that the time about to go out on it, so let me finish saying this. But I don't try to turn over old big Jim by the acre. I do things, you know, a little project each day, so it don't be so hard on it. Like yesterday, day before yesterday, or whatever, a couple of days ago, I planted some herbs, and I did them all the way that they say not to do it. I've been doing a lot of this time because I plan on getting on back into my cooking as experimenting. So I'm gonna see how I do. And I'll let you know, and we're gonna go from there. Now, guys, when I come back, I want Tuck to remind me to tell you what Miss Charlotte said about her butter beans. Okay? Be right back, guys. You back on?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, the timer went off for the second turning, and it was already about ready, so let me just go ahead on and take this up because we don't want it overcooked. And it was that, about that 3 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm going to turn my grease down a little bit. And then I'm going to step out. And I'm going to drain some of this grease off and leave just enough in it for my gravy. Then put my flour in it. Go this way. Okay, guys, I couldn't see good over there, but I think it's enough grease up in there. And you see all that? Can you see all that brown dripping that's in the bottom? Give me my big spoon over there too. That ain't nothing but goodness, guys. It's gonna add flavor to your gravy. And then but some of this here I'm gonna get out. So I don't want it to burn. Put it right here. Thought I had got it out. These big chunks, which you don't have to do that, but I'm afraid they're gonna burn with me doing this like I'm doing it. Let me see which thing I'm gonna use. Use this spatula. Okay, guys. Hope y'all can see this dripping that's in there, and it's approximately probably 3 tablespoons of that oil left over in there. And I'm going to go right on in. This is the flour, you know, that I did I'm going to get this here big old spoon like that, because you got to thin your gravy down, so you got to make sure you have enough flour up in here for thickening. So with this here, this is like a serving spoon. So I imagine that's probably about 4. And I'm just going to sprinkle it in there. I imagine it's about 4 tablespoons of flour. I may not eat all that. I like to not go off and stay too long again. I don't forget how to demonstrate. Get that flour from around here. Okay, Alright guys, I'm going to turn my stove back up a little bit. And what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to cook the rawness off of this flour. We're cooking this flour now in there approximately 4 tablespoons of cooking oil. And while that's cooking up, I'm going to come in with some onion powder. Tell me if it's coming out too.
It's coming out.
I'm sure I measured my stuff.
It's coming out.
Put quite a bit of onion powder over in there. And sprinkle some of this garlic powder over in there. I don't want much of that. I can't stand for garlic to overpower stuff. It just may be something in my head, because back in the days, garlic wasn't nobody joke. And I'm going to take approximately a 1/3 of a teaspoon of this salt, because I'll test it when I get it cooked to see do it need any more salt. Can you see, guys, how I'm just cooking that flour? Now guys, you can with Kelsey, I think I normally put water in mine, but you can use beef broth. And I'm going to put a little of this of seasonings. Season all back over in there. Putting your flavor in there, guys. That's going to be enough for now. When I get it start cooking, I'll check back up on it. Guys, if y'all you can see, I should have timed that too, but I'll do it one day. You can also put your let me get my.
Man, it's smelling good in here. Telling you.
Guys, I got this is probably about approximately 4 cups of water. And I think this in flour is about ready, because you don't want it to be too dark. All I try to do is just cook my flour off. If it be too light, you didn't cook your flour off enough. And it's not going to taste good. That browning of that flour is the key to it, the taste and everything. That cooked flour is going to give it one of the best tastes you ever could imagine. It's plain, and all the seasoning I put in there is just going to enhance. I normally push this back, and I can tell when this flavor is at the brownness. But all this here light is blinding me so. And Tuck has seen me cook this so many years, so he should be able to tell me when it's ready. Can you tell, Tuck?
It's not ready yet.
Why you say that? I don't want it burnt now. It'll burn.
You
were just kidding?
I was just kidding,
Okay.
but I can't see it from here, and I think it's still thin yet. Looks like still watery.
No. You're looking for the color.
The color's
The
good.
thickness.
You got good brown color.
Okay, so let's go on in with the water, guys. I put approximately half of that water, or maybe it's more, so I can just go ahead on and get this here flour loosened back up. And get it all mixed up in there together, so I can let it come back to a boil, and then I start adding, the thickness and stuff gonna be rolling in. You guys can tell Tuck don't watch me cook much. I mean, he be in here, but I reckon he just don't be paying no attention to it. Cause when you telling me it wasn't thick enough, I was like, oh my God.
Well, you asked me.
But I thought you knew that I was looking for the brownies. I
Well,
done told so many people that I might not ever spoke it to you, but you never paid it attention. You ain't never been in here with me cooking like this. Do you know what I did with my big spoon? Okay, it's over there in that fly. Okay, guys, it's coming back to a boil. And as you can see, that thickness is kicking right on in. So, you know, if I was putting meat back up in there, that would be a horse of a different color, but I'm not. So all I'm going to do is just get me some good old brown gravy. Move out the way, spatula. And just checking for the thickness of it. Yeah, my Kelsey and them love gravy and stuff. Guys, before I forget, let me tell you, Miss Charlotte sent me some pictures. Sunday, she fixed a wonderful meal. She had fried green tomatoes. She had the butter beans. And looked like she had ground beef patties. When people send me food like that, I don't know what, pictures of food. Now, now with these mukbangs and stuff, it don't normally usually make me want none of that stuff because of the way the people be eating it. It make me like, You know, because like I told my granddaughters, y'all go back and view that video of mine with my two granddaughters wanted that mukbang, and I did the mukbang for them with the seafood because they love seafood. When I first started my channel, hadn't been on no time at all, they were so excited for me to do that mukbang. And I did the mukbang for them. And we wasn't recording. It like to been a disaster. When Brittany said, "Oh my God, Mama, it wasn't recorded." And they would say, "Ah!" And I was like, somebody left me a comment because I came on telling them that the stuff didn't record. And so they said, well, no, that was with the cookies when Brittany was doing the cookies with them. And they kind of ran into a little mishap. And they said, "May to the rescue." Now, guys, I'm going to let this, I don't think I need any more water in it. And I have turned the burner down to like a simmer. And I probably put my lid over it. And I'm just going to let it cook off. It'll probably be ready in about 5, 6, 10 minutes. But I'm going to let it cook down some. I say approximately 10 minutes to get to the right consistency. But anyway, I had never bought any of those frozen butter beans and stuff that they sell down at the produce market, simply because the way I put my beans and stuff in the freezer, I blanch them. We was told not to, you don't ever not put stuff, I mean, you're always supposed to blanch your food before you put it in the freezer. And they don't blanch theirs, they just they freeze it. I don't know if they quick freeze or whatever. Because somebody told me, said, that's the way they be when you buy them in the supermarket. But I was like, how you going to cook that, that taste? Because I've had some like that before that they hadn't blanched. And I did some, just did a little experiment with it. I couldn't stand the smell of it. That green, by them not being blanched. I can't stand the smell of them. But anyway, she said hers was fine. So I may, in the future, if I want to get some, like if I'm going to fix for a big meal or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that I would take them beans and bring them to a boil and pour that first water. I'll bring them to a boil for maybe about 2 or 3 minutes, because I don't know how long it would take them to cook with them not being blanched. But when we blanch our beans, it don't take them long to cook once you go in and cook them. So I don't know how long I would just I would see with some of that foam come up to it. And then I would pour them in a colander, rinse them off, and then put them over my seasoned meat, or just put them over what I'm going to cook them in and just go and cook them that way. But I don't think I would try to chance it if, they hadn't been blanched, to try to cook it like that. because that, you know, that changed the texture of it. But she said it was all plump and juicy, even though she said the fresh would be better. So maybe she'll get some, maybe you'll get some fresh butter beans out the one you plant, Miss Charlotte. I told Gary, I said, this is going to be fun with the peas and butter beans that he planted out there. Because in my mother's lifetime, because she was showing me how to do it, I had peas and butter beans and stuff out there. That was about all we put. And then our garden was a little longer than what it is now. Because I didn't even have that shed and all that stuff out there. And my mom would go out there and pick a mess of the beans and butter beans and come back in, and we would shell them together and cook those things, and we always mostly had tomatoes, or either I had tomatoes and stuff out there. Slice us up some fresh tomatoes and get some pepper, and of course she was gonna get some cucumbers and stuff to go along with it, and that used to be the best. Oh, it was so best. You know, we have all the rest of the stuff to go with it, but see, like, they are so good just coming straight out of there. So guys, let me tell you, this, Kelsey, this is all you're going to have to do. You're going to let this here simmer down. Hold on a minute, guys. Drink some water. We're going to let this here gravy cook down. I got it on low. Low as I got it here, probably going to cook for like 10 minutes or better, until it get to the right consistency, and you will have your country fried steak with your brown gravy. That's what she said, the guy, brown gravy. So she must have had some light color and didn't like it. And then I got the rice. So guys, I am going off, and I'm gonna fix up a plate, and then I'm gonna come back and show you guys the finished product. Okay guys, I'll be right back. You back on?
I'm on.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that, guys. I was over there doing something. I know he was fixing to come on, but I thought he would wait till I get back over. Okay, guys, this is the finished product of the country fried steak, rice and gravy. And they said, though, Kelsey, now I did it for you. I told you I would. And this is it. And guys, like I say, it smells so good. Let me cut you guys a piece of this steak. See, big piece. And show you what it looked like. And guys, if you wanted to you know, you wanted it smothered in gravy, all you had to do after I made that gravy up, you just put your steak back over there in it, and let it let me see, can they see it? And let it just you know, just simmer in it, just simmering it for, you know, 15-20 minutes or whatever. Let me or you can let me get my spoon over here. Or you can take some of this here gravy once you fix your plate, and just put it all over your steak. Just like that. This is the extra gravy. And you probably would need to make more, you know, if you're just gonna put your gravy over there. Let me get you some rice up in here, Kelsey. Guys, I got a video up for my fluffy rice. So you can go over there. I got a link up for that, Kelsey. Your dad will take you to it. And then I got to remember this here. Guys, I need to shout out my daughters, which you guys all know, and I appreciate the ones of you who have went over there and subscribed, but she still don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. It got, it doesn't, I don't know, some of you ones may not know, but it don't cost you a penny to subscribe to the channels. Go over and try to help her out so she can bring you more contents and stuff like that, and show her that it's worth, appreciate her time sharing what she shared with you guys. Because I know one thing, I am really enjoying it. She did, I didn't watch it till last night, but she put it up a few days, because I don't know, sometimes I may miss the notification simply because she started off telling me, Mom, I done put up a video. Mom, I done put up a video. So she had told me about this here pink picnic that they had down there in Pensacola. Guys, it was absolutely awesome. And there was a lot of people there, a lot of vendors there. I think she said some restaurant owner, or either a
restaurant
a chef.
Chef. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was some chef put this on, and God bless him with bringing the peoples together like that. Apparently, Waste Brittany spoke in the video that people do this all over the world, because she said she always had when she seen them, she would say that looked like so much fun or whatever, and she absolutely, she and her friends enjoyed it to the highest. And if you go over and look at the video, it's not very long at all, because I told her she need to show more. You could just tell it was a good time, and you could just see the peace and the enjoyment that them people had. And it was a bunch of people. Have you watched it yet, too?
Yes,
it was a lot of people there, and it was outside. It was down by a lake, and they had vendors there selling food, and then they had vendors set up selling different things and stuff like that. Cause she was telling me it's a whole lot of other things that she didn't get to she didn't get to video. And because I told her, I said, try to show us a little bit more. But anyway, I enjoyed that video, Brittany. I commented on it before I left. That was really, really nice. I could see God was in there, and he just showing his people, because we all know everybody ain't got the same mind, and everybody maybe they made the decision that they don't want to go to heaven, because God don't he give us all free will, and he don't force any of us, and we just got to recognize that there's some mean peoples out there, and you got to treat them accordingly. I know everybody be saying when I do these comments, they say, May, don't pay these people no attention, don't do this. Like, I'm telling you, you don't have to be doing anything or paying meanness in attention for it to come at you. God shows us this thing so we can conduct ourselves accordingly. We have some mean people out there that will hate your natural guts, and you haven't even as much as laid eyes on them. That's the work of Satan. God. I tell you what I do. I'll just leave that establishment. I ain't gonna go. I ain't gonna, because a lot of places don't have security guards, and if they have security guards there, they always try to err on precaution. Brittany channel is Britt Simone. Go over and show her some love. I had suggested to her maybe she could do a little giveaway or something like that to probably help her subscribers, whatever. I just don't want her to give up on it and stop, because she's really enjoying it, and I am enjoying it too. I told her, y'all got to have something for the low-key people over here. Everybody don't like drama, and you would be surprised how many people that don't, you ain't showing the you know, you got all kind of people. Somebody like the fast lane and the this and the that, and then you just got some people like me, kind of laid back and get a whole lot of joy and pleasure out of seeing something low key. People enjoying themselves on the you know, quietly. So guys, is there anything else you want to say to?
Yeah, and our daughter's site, as May said, is Britt Simone. That's spelled BRITTSYMONE.
Thank you, Tuck, because it's another Britt Simone on there, but I know she's not getting in there. Brittany, nobody's mixing that up, because she don't really have that many subscribers. And check out my grandcat. I'm a fur baby Nana. And he loves me and I love him. I call him on the phone. Brittany say, not call him, when I'm talking to Brittany, I say, hey mama, what you doing, Smudgy? What you doing? Brittany say he stop and just go to looking. Sometimes he may come up and bat at the phone. I say, oh my goodness, he want me to shut up. So guys, remember, hey, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Y'all really kind of been slacking on the thumbs up. Go over and review some of my other videos and stuff. Like I have one up for the rice, and I think I have one up me doing the gravy. But go over and check them out. I'll try to leave the link to them, or either I have Britt to put the link to them in a comment, and I'll pin it for you guys. But Kelsey, that is the way Nana fix her country fried steak, rice with brown gravy all day, girl. And when you come, next time you come to visit, all you got to do is request it, and you know Nana do it for you. So guys, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment and stuff, and let me know how you guys fry y'all country style steak. What type of steak do you use? I'm interested in that, because that'll give me some idea. Because this is what I use if I don't get the already cube steak. If I see another cut of meat over there on sale or whatever, I grab it up and put my mallet to it.
Share out the videos, please.
Yeah, share out my videos, guys. And I think that's it, isn't it? Guys, I have really enjoyed talking to you guys more than I normally do, but I was just so excited about doing this here video for my granddaughter, because me, Tuck, and I both thought that was so cute that she sent me that that message. She sent it on her iPad and was asking me to do this here meal for her, because I'm pretty sure she's going to have a mom or either her daddy helping her prepare. And so I think I told you good well enough, Kelsey, where you can show them exactly what to get. You know, keep them straight now, okay? So guys, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I don't know when Tuck gonna get this up. Hopefully he'll try to put it up this evening. But if not, I hope you guys enjoy the video and enjoy the rest of your day. And remember what May always tell you guys. Think positive. Use your common sense. And May love you guys. Bye.
Bye, you guys.